Okay, so let's move to our agenda. We're going to have an update, some exciting news. We're going to have an overview of Cloud World and some other events coming up. We'll talk about the Oracle Analytics Server March release. We'll talk about the March release for OAC as well. And we'll see some exciting features that happened with that March release with Avinash. We'll have a demo there. We'll have the Oracle Analytics mobile demo. We'll have a pretty cool data visualization showing pneumonia and X-ray, how you can use Oracle Analytics with that. And then we'll wrap up with an ERP demo with Jamie. And of course, the live session, Q&A session at the end. So I'm Alex, thanks for joining. I'm usually hosting this. If not, you're familiar with my colleagues who usually attend. I do want to make a quick announcement before we get into this. For a limited time, Gartner is running a campaign. So this is a Gartner funded campaign. The first 50 people with an improved review for Oracle Analytics will receive a $25 gift card. The caveat is it has to be submitted before April 30th. So I put the QR code here if you are interested in that. That is only open for customers or partners that are using OAC, OAS, and FAW. The other caveat, I'm going to run a poll here. So if you're not able to scan the code, I can send you the link after via email. The other caveat is if you're public sector or government, Gartner and Oracle and compliance, this unfortunately isn't available to you, but everyone else, I checked this morning, there are still 49 gift cards available. So please go in there, leave us a review, let us know how we're doing. We, of course, go through these reviews with our team and see what we're doing well, where we can improve, but also you get a little something in return for your time. Okay, let's hop into it.
And there is a question, sorry to cut you. There is a question about Gartner Peer Insight. Do we need to be using all of 3 products?
No. You just have to be using one of them. So if you're using any of the 3, then you can leave a review. Thank you for asking that so I can clarify. Okay, let's move into some updates. We're going to start with Ben. Ben, do you want to share your screen?
I will.
Okay.
If I can do that. So let's see. And perfect. Can you confirm you see it? Normally it's already
yes.
there. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Hi everyone. My name is Ben. I'm Senior Director of Product Strategy for Oracle Analytics. I'm always having some chat with some of you. So thank you for joining. I recognize a lot of names and it's good to have you. I promise we will have a chat working next time so we can get a little bit more interactive, but you can still use the Q&A section if you want to comment a few things. So let's move on. First, I wanted to give you a quick summary. You have to know that Oracle Cloud World is now regional, which means that I just went to Singapore to show Oracle Analytics, the vision, strategy, and roadmap to all our Asian customers. Joe Fitz is in Tokyo, also running to Sao Paulo. We have James Richardson, which is also in London, presenting Oracle Analytics. Ike Anand, our EVP, will be in Abu Dhabi. So if you are in Abu Dhabi also or in the region, I encourage you to go to Oracle Cloud World. And finally, in October, we will have Cloud World in Las Vegas. And it's going to be a big party. We will have all the team, Avinash, James, Jamie, Fari, Alex, everyone is going to come to Las Vegas. And we want you to join. So to join, I think Alex is going to put the link of Cloud World into the chat. You can use this link. You can register to any event. We will have the same type of event next year, so you can join at any time. And hopefully we see you in Vegas. In Vegas, you will be able to just click on register today. If you want to speak, we will have some specific poll in the future to know if you want to be a speaker at Cloud World. If you are a customer, if you are using Oracle Analytics and doing some cool visualization, ping us, send us an email. I can put my email in the chat. Contact us, tell us you are willing to speak, and we will bring you on stage and it will be fun. So again, hopefully we see all of you. Last year it was packed. We saw a lot of customers, a lot of vendors. We saw a lot of people joining, and hopefully it's the case again. Okay, I wanted also to thank all our customers and Oracle Analytics leaders. You are more and more. We have like tons of users now this year. It's going crazy. And every time we speak with you, we have some product strategy meetings. You are always asking us to add more and more features to Oracle Analytics, like the REST API connector, the export to Excel, PDF, and so on, the ability to do AutoML that you can do now, the parameters, the map layers, and more. So in the past 12 months, product management, which is represented by Avinash today, they deliver more than 100 features. So what you have to know is, if you ask us to put some features, we analyze that. Avinash take a look, is documenting it, is creating ticket to push that to the roadmap. If you are putting some feature request in our ID lab, and we will put the link, same thing, we analyze every month all the ID lab requests of what are your IDs, what are the features you want. We look if you have other customers or prospects or anybody else asking for the same feature, and then we push that to the roadmap if it's relevant. So don't be shy, go to the ID lab. If you are a customer and I didn't call you, or Fari or Jamie didn't call you, let us know. We will have a meeting with you to ensure that your IDs, your features are going to be in the product. We want to have a custom fit product for you. We want the product to be really what you want, not what we want. So again, we try to push as much as possible all these features for you. So what's going on? In the coming feature, I will say in the next 12 months or more, it's under Safe Harbor. You are going to see dataset role-based filter. You can already put some data level security through the RPD. Now a normal user will be able to click on the dataset and say, I want Ben to have only access to the French salary. I want Fari to have only access to the US salary, and I want Jamie to have access to all salaries in the dataset. So that is coming, it's by drag and drop, it's going to be amazing. I think it's coming next version or the version after. I tested it, we tested it, it's just excellent. Data science integration, you can develop your model in OCI data science, and we are going to push this model directly inside our Oracle Analytics, that it's already available. OCI data flow interacting support. If you do some massive transformation using OCI data flow, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure data flow, you will be able to pilot this data flow script inside Oracle Analytics. So again, a good thing. OCI object store support. If you have some files on your OCI object stores, we are going to integrate this object store to Oracle Analytics. So very important, you have been asking that forever, and it's going to be available. Auto Insight enhancement, it's the baby of Philip Lyon. Auto Insight, we continue to double down. We know that all of you are using Auto Insight. You drag and drop your dataset or your table. Automatically, Oracle is generating hundreds of data visualization. It's what we call augmented consumer. You don't have to do anything, not even SQL, Python, R, or drag and drop. We do all of that for you. We continue to enhance Auto Insight, so you are going to see more and more improvement. Workbook schedule, export, and distribution. Basically, it's the ability to send your DV workbook by email. It's finally going to be available in the coming versions. You will be able to put that as a PDF and different things and schedule at any time. So it's going to be a huge thing if you want to increase adoption in your company. OCI AI language, you are going to see more and more integration with AI services. So it's going to be the language one. I think Alex is preparing a blog on that, and it's going to help you to know how to do that. We are going to have AI anomaly detection, AI forecasting. So Oracle Analytics is not just a data visualization tool. It's a machine learning platform. It's an AI platform, analytic platform, and more. It's a consolidating all your analytic journey. And then finally, something asked by a lot of you, it's advanced cloud logging and auditing services. Again, compared to Tableau or Power BI, Oracle Analytics is massively used by enterprise customers, financial services, government, and more. And this type of customers and users, they are audited all the time, and they need advanced logging, so knowing who is creating a report, who is exporting the report, who made a change to the report, who opened the report, and more, and auditing services. So if you have a SOX audit, you just click and you have all the detail of what happened to your different dashboards. So that is coming. It has been a huge ask. I don't think other competitor will have something as complex as what we are going to deliver, and I think you are going to be happy. Okay, next one, because I don't want to take all the audience today and I'm tired. So data visualization, the art of possible. A lot of you every month are asking us what you can do with Oracle Analytics. So I just put like a little bit of all data visualization you can do. You can do some cargo analytics. You can do some satellite view analytics to look at the flux of passenger by you can put again some IRL picture with some, for example, outlier or conditional formatting directly on the pictures. You are going also to be able to do some more infographic like that, where you have the Red Bull Formula One simulator analyzed in real time, that it's refreshing in real time automatically every single second. And we use that to analyze the Red Bull Formula One simulator connected to the Xbox. You are able to use that if you come to Gartner Data and Analytics Summit. If you come to Oracle Cloud World, you will play with a Formula One simulator and see Oracle Analytics showing you your performance in real time. You can use also, I don't know why it's moving by itself, but anyway, you can see also a lot of different ways to use REST API connector, maps with Mapbox Engine, HCM, top talent analysis, IoT, data visualization, using different maps also, using different layers, object detection with AI. So again, it's all the art of possible. And now I'm going to let James speak and tell you a little bit more about some fantastic results for Oracle Analytics. Hi, James.
Hello, Ben. Wow, there was some cool stuff there. And that's part of the story, what I'm going to tell you now. It's always great to be on OA Live. So I'm James Richardson. I'm VP Product Strategy and on the Oracle Analytics team. The reason why I get asked to do this session is because I was a Gartner analyst. In fact, I was the lead author of the Analytics and BI Platform Magic Quadrant, I don't know, 10 times, something like that, over a long period from about 2008. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. So next slide, please, if you can. The big reveal. The Gartner Magic Quadrant, I'm sure many of you have already picked this up on LinkedIn and around, has published for 2023. Oracle is positioned as the most visionary of the visionary vendors. There is only one vendor to the right of us, which is Microsoft. And you're probably saying, well, you know, why is that? I have to give you a little bit of context. The Magic Quadrant is a picture of vendors in a market. Product functionality is actually a very minor contributor to position on either axis. What they tend to look at, you know, or look at even more, are things like marketing execution, sales execution, operations, you know, and brand is very powerful in that. So, but when you look at the position that we're in, what does Gartner look at? What does it identify as Oracle's strength with our analytics cloud? They're all product things: enterprise cloud data analytics, augmented capabilities throughout, fantastic data management, augmented data management in data prep flows. So we're, for the fourth time, we're a visionary. We are really progressing. The other thing that's very interesting here is, I'm sure if you go look on LinkedIn, you can see what Gartner doesn't want people to do is show some arrows of how things have changed. Everybody does it. We can't officially do it, but you can go look and you can see that Microsoft has fallen down, that Tableau has fallen down. We have again moved positively on both axes, up and to the right. So Oracle is gaining strength. The other thing which is really interesting and a lot of people don't realize is Gartner actually publishes two reports very close to each other. The first one is the Magic Quadrant, which is about market factors. The other one uses a very deep RFP, that's our RFP type analysis, a functional only analysis to compare the products that are in the Magic Quadrant. This year, they've changed it where they have 4 role-based use cases. They have analytic developer, they have business analyst, they have augmented consumer, which Ben already mentioned, and they have data scientist. And Oracle Analytics Cloud, that report's just published, the Critical Capabilities Report it's called. In every case, Oracle Analytics Cloud outscores Microsoft, Power BI, Tableau, and Click. So when you look at the core product capabilities of what we can do with Oracle Analytics Cloud, you see enormous strength. So I think that's very important to realize. And if you look at some of the other analyst reports, I think if we could go forward to the next slide, maybe, it would be good. So before we look at the next set of analyst reports, there are some resources which we made available to you. There's my blog, which goes through some of the things I've already mentioned, perhaps not about the critical capabilities because it hadn't published at that point, but some of the things that are important and should be aware of when you're thinking about Analytics Cloud and how it compares to what's available in the market. But there's also the capability to get a free copy. You can if you go into my blog, there's a link at the bottom which will take you to a free copy of the Magic Quadrant, so you can read everything in there, the 60 or 70 page report that they publish. We think it's important, but we don't think it's the only thing. There are plenty of other very interesting analyst firms that have very valid views of the market. Some people may be Gartner customers and some maybe not. Gartner are pretty influential, but there are other very influential vendors that bring their own particular perspective based on perhaps more product-oriented analysis than the Magic Quadrant, or based on certain geographical strength. Maybe they cover certain areas more than Gartner does. And we've got some on the next few slides, which is worth looking at to think about the momentum that we have with Oracle Analytics Cloud in the market now. So the first one is Nucleus Research. And Nucleus really well known for doing in-depth return on capital employed or return, ROI analysis, looking at software. They go very deep in their analysis. They do what you can see again. If you look, Oracle, we are a leader in the Nucleus Research, very recently published piece of research. And the interesting thing is there's an arrow going up and to the right. Not every vendor covered in this research has that. And that is echoing what Gartner are seeing, up and to the right direction, right? So positive movement, increased momentum, more customers that are looking at Oracle Analytics Cloud and saying, how do we fit this into our portfolio of analytic and BI tools? When I was a Gartner analyst and I was advising organizations, it was pretty clear that pretty much every large organization has multiple analytic and BI tools. Now, you don't want 12 or 13. That's bad. What you want is a managed portfolio. And each product has to earn its right to be in the portfolio. And if you're thinking about OAC and Fusion Analytics, they earn their right by being closely associated with highly governed enterprise capabilities that really help you run your business. And with Fusion Analytics, close to business process, right? So perhaps servicing a different group of users than might use self-serve data viz tools today. So they see that. And part of that vision is what you see in Nucleus. So they reflect this, a smaller analyst firm, but very powerful. The next one on the next slide, please, if you can, is another tier one, another big one. Arguably Gartner's main competitor in the analytic market or the analyst market is Forrester. You can see that we're a leader. Oracle Analytics Cloud is a leader. Now, again, a very in-depth functional evaluation. It's the augmented BI wave run by Boris Evelson, who a lot of you probably know his name from seeing him posted on LinkedIn, etc. Looking at the product capabilities. Interestingly, this year, they also asked about how these products work with enterprise applications, ERP, CRM, etc. Now, we have a very, very strong story there. And that is one of the reasons why we maintain our position as a leader in the space from Forrester's point of view. Now, I know there's a lot of large organizations and probably the people, that maybe you work for them or maybe you advise them that are looking at Forrester and Gartner and comparing their position. So Forrester, again, very strong. And another one, I think, another big analyst firm, Next slide, please. More known for looking at market shares and market direction, you know, who's winning revenue in the space. IDC are incredibly well known for putting out market share numbers. You can see, again, a leader in the IDC MarketScape US Business Intelligence and Analytics Platform vendor assessments. A lot of people say, well, IDC, you know, do they have a lot of impact? I think with corporate buyers, where they're trying to understand, you know, who's got a large share of this space. You can see this one has an additional, this bubble chart, right? So the bubble represents the size of their estimate of revenue. We don't tell them. Oracle doesn't publish revenue by product, but they have their own models where they track revenue in different spaces. And you can see the size, in their opinion, of Oracle Analytics Cloud and Oracle Analytics General Analytics Server 2. So when you look at that metric that they're bringing to play, you can see that Oracle has that momentum. So a visionary with Gartner, a leader with Nucleus, a leader with Forrester, a leader with IDC. Next slide, I think, if you can. Constellation Research, you know, they're saying, who do you need to know about? Who's really moving in this space? And they've identified us in the augmented business intelligence and analytics space. So like Ben was saying around, you know, what do we do for people with auto insights? How do you help them do more for themselves? And of course, cloud. You know, looking at cloud as the key driver in terms of architectural deployment styles for BI now, and they identify us very strongly there. A final thought: if you're in Europe, if you're in the DACH region, BARC, very well regarded, deeply technical evaluations of tools. We're also a leader in the BARC report, but we haven't licensed that one, so I can't show it you. But if you're working in Europe, go compare that and see where it is. So the momentum is with us. Up and to the right is the story. You've seen all the cool stuff that Ben showed you and the roadmap. All of that story is part of the reason why we're moving in the direction we are with the analysts, and we continue to build on that as we move forward. So I think that's all I had for you. I hope that's of interest. Please check out my blog and download the Gartner Magic Quadrant. You can see the link in the chat. Thanks, Ben. Back to you.
Thanks, James. I put James's blog URL in the chat, so be sure to check that out. Some great momentum that Oracle is having. Let's take a look at what is, you know, leading up to that momentum. We'll take a look at Oracle Analytics Server, the release for March, and then we'll take a look at what was released in OAC for March with Avinash. So for Oracle Analytics Cloud and Server, with the cloud releases, as Ben showed, you're going to expect those about every other month, so about 6 a year. And you can see here we're in March, and that's when the OAS release came out. So if you're an OAS customer, you had a big package coming out, and that's going to include features from the releases on OAC from previous March through January. So you can see that here. So let's take a look at what was released. Some of the things we've been covering on this OA Live every time we've had it going back the past year, but just a recap now. And as I mentioned with OAC, you're getting these releases. So the March release, the May, the July. Now with OAS, you're getting these releases just coming out at once. So let's take a look at what some features included there. And I know it's a bit to look at, but why we're showing you this is because over the past year, we've had over 100 different features and capabilities being released and come out and updated. So for March here, you have admin manager self-service assets, so the admin can manage assets and directories so they can transfer ownership to users, conditional formatting for performance tiles, May for OAC. You would have seen the update for the map layers, Google Drive and Dropbox to multi-table data sets. Moving forward, open workbook as a viewer. So with OAS, you might have seen a change there. Really, authors, when you open your workbook, it's just gonna go to view as the default, but you can quickly change it back into editing mode. We saw map-based auto insights. Moving forward, bulk delete classic agents, the what's new in the about dialog, that is really great. And we did show that on previous OA Live. So now you can really stay up to date when a version is being pushed out to you. If you navigate to the top to your icon and drop down to the about, it will pop out exactly what has been released. November, the dashboard filter slide, the filter slider in player. So the slider is a visual way to interact with attributes, and you can use it as an automated player if you like to animate for viewing. The auto insights column override, so users can they can show what they're interested in. They can select and pick. And then moving forward, you might have noticed an update to the homepage. There was also an improvement to the explain capability. So you'll see improved algorithms there and more controls for users. So it's a lot. Again, we've covered a lot of this stuff in past OA Live. So if you are an OAS user, you had a big package come out to you, I'll encourage you to check out our playlist, past playlist for OA Lives, past playlist for OAC feature releases month by month on our Oracle Analytics YouTube channel. That's a great resource. Check the about that I just talked about, documentation. So a lot. One thing that was also released with March was parameters. And I'm going to pass that over to Avinash to talk about that.
Thanks, Alex. Hello, everyone. My name is Avinash Krishnaram from the product management team. So I'll cover the March release. We'll go over the features and maybe do a couple of demos. So here's a list of all the features that we released with Oracle Analytics Cloud March 2023 update. The most exciting and important feature is parameters, which a lot of our customers have been asking for quite some time. And it's also a feature that enables our customers to migrate content from Classic BI to OAC. For our Classic customers, they are familiar with presentation variables feature. Parameters is the experience that we're providing to address all of the use cases presentation variable offers today in Classic BI. I'll do a quick demo of one of the use case. Watchlist, as Alex talked about, in the new homepage experience, we're providing an insight-driven navigation experience for authors to start with, and we'll extend the capability to consumers in the coming release this year. We added properties to now add borders and shadows for your visualizations. It provides a very rich appeal to the dashboard. And hide workbook filter bar enables authors to kind of define your scope of data using the top level filter. Hide those filters when building a presentation experience using the present workspace. I think watchlist is mentioned twice, so that's a mistake. And conditional formatting rule blending is an enhancement to the conditional formatting framework where you can now blend multiple rules for a given mark. For example, if you're applying a conditional formatting rule on a table or pivot table, you can have a rule that will format the cell color. And you can also have a rule that would highlight the font of the value in a different color, right? Prior to March, the last rule for the same metric will always win, but with the March release, we would now support multiple decorations of the data within a given visualization using a conditional formatting rule. Augmented analytics, we continue to add momentum to our roadmap. One of the key things that we've been adding since the start of this year is to integrate deeply into the OCI data science. And as part of that experience, when you're creating data flows, now you'll be able to integrate AutoML as part of your data flow experience. And what that allows the author to do is to call machine learning algorithms that are native to OCI's data science platform and integrate within your workbook definition in the form of data flows, eventually creating a data set out of it. Auto Insights has a new capability that we've added, a couple of new capabilities that we added that I can show you very quickly. So when you open up the Auto Insights dialog, you will now see an option for the user to select the specific visualization type that you want to see the insights for. And you can also influence the drivers, right? The dimension and measures participating in the algorithm that we use behind the scenes to generate these insights. So the user can now override the default that we use for generating the insights. And a few more connectors, some enhancements to time filters, and REST API for virus scanning, which is really on the admin console page. If we go to the next slide, Alex, parameters, it's a column selector use case. So if you're an author, you will now see a new tab on your data panel to manage your parameters. Essentially, a parameter is a variable, right, like a function that you defined. The scope of the variable is workbook scope. And you can use the parameter within your workbook definition, and it gets dynamically updated, right, based on a certain user action or interaction on the dashboard. So I'll do a demo of this. So we'll move on to the next slide. Visualization, borders, and shadows. So we've added properties that allow the user to now add background shadows, background borders, if you like. There are different styles. This is a rounded border. And you can also add custom coloring for your borders. So it provides a lot of good variations and combinations that you can to make your dashboards more beautiful and appealing for your end users. Next slide, please. And then watchlist is the new insight-driven navigation. So if you're not seeing watchlist on your homepage, make sure you go to your profile on the top right-hand corner. Just click on AK in this example, and it will bring up your profile menu. And go to the customize option, and on the top you would see a watch list. Make sure to enable watch list. You can have a multiple watch list created, and at any point in time you get displayed 2 different watch lists as swim lanes in your homepage. A watch list is nothing but a collection of visuals, right? Collection of data points, if you like. And the current experience is where, as an author, I'm curating or performing some ad hoc analysis. I find an interesting insight, right? I want to monitor that on a timely basis. I can very quickly add that visualization from my visualized experience to an existing watch list or create a watch list. There are a few options that we would expose to show the filters or not. And once the watch list is added to the homepage, it becomes like a thumbnail that would appear on your homepage view. It's right now, so once it's added to the watch list, it becomes disconnected to your workbook content, right? But the data would continue to refresh, right? So you get to monitor your key KPIs and data trends, in the form of watch list without having to navigate to the workbook. Obviously, if you want to get into the details, right, you can click on the title, the thumbnail, and it will open up the workbook, the visualization in the workbook for you to perform and continue your analysis. It's a very powerful feature, and the experience that we are talking about here is really providing the insights-driven navigation for the authors. And we are planning to extend this experience for the consumer users as well, so that consumers would also be able to add the key KPIs and data trends to their personalized watch list in the coming releases. Next slide. I think I have 2 more slides before we get on to the demo. So this is the Auto Insights feature I was talking about. So in the Auto Insights dialog, if you open up the menu, you will see certain visualization options that you might be interested in representing the data. For example, it could be always a line chart or a bar chart or a combo chart. And then on the bottom, you have the list of participating dimensions and measures, the default ones that was used to generate the insights. And you can influence these, right? You can select the ones that you want the insights to be regenerated, hit apply, and then it's going to basically rerun the algorithms behind the scenes, and your visualization will get refreshed. Next slide, please. And then the last one is really invoking AutoML within data flows. So this feature allows Oracle Analytics users to create, for example, like a prediction model. When you're creating your data flow, you have a data set, you want to see certain predictions, certain forecasting, certain clustering, right? So you can invoke the AutoML algorithm, and it's a couple of clicks. You don't need to know the code of the algorithm behind the scenes. You just provide a couple of parameters and integrate that as part of your data flow, and then schedule the data flow, create the data set, and then use it in your workbook for visualizing the data. All right. So let me share my screen. I will maybe spend a couple of minutes just going over a quick demo of parameter, and then I'll pass it back to you, Alex. You can stop sharing. All right. So here's a dashboard this is a popular column selector use case where on the top, I've got a few visualizations at the bottom. On the top, I've got two different kind of filter controls, right? One is, I've called it specifically as a view by, because parameter, when you expose as a filter control, it's not really filtering the data, right? It's really changing the shape of the data. So when I select a value from this view by parameter control, I have defined or wired up this parameter to pass the selected value to the respective category axis of these visualizations below the scene. That way, I'm not stuck to the author curated dimension within the visualization, right? So I'm able to now slice and dice the data by different dimension. The same metric, you can see that now this combo chart is now set up. Is using order priority as the selected dimension, and the other charts are doing the same. Let me do one more time. So let's do city. So city is now going to get passed on to the respective visualizations. So how do we do this? If you get into the authoring mode, what I've done is on the parameter tab, you would see a bunch of parameters, right? We will be improving the experience here to provide foldering capabilities, right, to manage your parameters. But on the top, you would see a list of system-defined parameters, which is like default parameters that we would create out of the box, regardless of the data source that you would use. And then there is custom user-defined parameters. So in this example, my parameter is called view by. So I'm going to open this parameter, edit the parameter, and it's a pretty simple definition. Provide a name, an optional description. We support a variety of data type. In this case, I've used my text as a data type. And you can choose your parameter to act as a single select or a multi-select filter control. In this case, I want my users to only do a single select. You can optionally provide a display name, an alias name, right? If the value is not meaningful, right? Especially, alias is very helpful, especially when you get certain values derived from your logical SQL. The parameter has three kinds of values, right? One is the possible values, right? All the values that a parameter can hold, and this can be given through a manual input, as I've done here, or you can use a logical SQL query, right, to essentially get the value from a query. And then you define the initial value, which is like the default value used for the parameter to load when the workbook executes, right, or when someone opens a dashboard. So in this case, the initial value I've specified is the customer segment, right, which is one of the possible values. I've created the parameter. Now I need to use this parameter within this visualization definition. To do that, I've created a my calculation called view by dimension. And it's a pretty simple case statement where I'm referencing the parameter, right? The value of the parameter is then mapped to the column name in the data set, right? So for example, if the value is selected value is customer segment, then I'm mapping that to the customer segment column. City is then mapped to city, and so on and so forth, right? Now, once I create the calculation, I'm going to use this calculation as part of my visualization definition. So in this combo chart, you can see that my category axis is this calc that I have referenced, right? And this calc in turn is referencing the parameter. As a last step, what I've done is I've created a dashboard filter bar, and then I've exposed the view by parameter as a filter control. And I want to reiterate, it's not filtering the data, right? It's only changing the shape of the data. So anytime the user selects a value from this parameter, this value gets passed on to the parameter, and the parameter is referencing the calc, which is used in the x-axis of the category axis of these different visualization. And it sort of gets updated dynamically, right? It's a very powerful way to visualize the data, especially for the consumer users. Now, this is one popular use case of parameters. Obviously, the number of use cases that parameters can support is many. Please check out our YouTube videos for the March release. We put out a couple of blogs. There'll be a few more blogs coming up to explain some of the complex use cases that can be implemented using parameters. And parameters will be a focus for us in the upcoming release for this year. We'll do incremental updates in the next few releases. So please watch out for that. Share your feedback to us. I think that's about it. I can do a few more demos, but I just want to make sure that I have time for my other presenters in the call. So Alex, I'll pass it back to you.
Yep, thanks. And I actually appreciate taking a look at what was just released and showing the parameters demo. I'm gonna switch my screen back.
And in the meantime, I will just do a quick shout out to Avinash because everyone needs to know that Avinash is reviewing all your feature requests and is logging all of them, analyzing all of them, pushing them to the roadmap. So in the next 12 months, if you see a lot of changes into DV, it's mainly because of Avinash. So congratulations, Avinash, and thank you for all the work you do because it's very valuable for everyone.
Thank you.
Let's take a quick look at the mobile demo with Bari.
Wonderful. Thank you, Alex. Hello, everyone. Bari Javambakti here. I'm going to walk you through the new Oracle Analytics Cloud mobile application. So if you haven't downloaded the app yet, you can leverage these QR codes that we have on the screen to download that, or you can just simply go to App Store and Play Store and get the new application. The new app is redesigned, and the first version was out in January. So I'm gonna share my screen on my cell phone so we can do a walkthrough on the app.
Bari, do you need me to stop sharing?
Yes, please. Okay, perfect. So I'll go to the app, and as you see, I have signed out, so you can see the login experience. The first thing that you need to do is to put your instance URL. I have it already here, so I'll tap on it and I hit connect. It then asks me for my login credentials, so I'll put my SSO information, and then I need to pass the two-factor authentication. Now my session is validated and has started. So the homepage has changed, and again, I mentioned it's redesigned to ensure that we're providing the same experience that the users get from a desktop format. So Avinash mentioned about the KPI watch list in the March release, and as you see on the top, I have my watch list and the KPIs that I'm tracking. At the bottom, you see my favorite section, my workbooks, my data sets, reports. So again, replicating the same experience as desktop. And I can just select view all. So it shows me the full list as a thumbnail. And also if I tap on that right corner icon, you see the list view. So I'll go back. And I want to highlight a new powerful capability that is now added to the app, and that's the search capability. So if I tap on the search button on the bottom of the page, you will be directed to the search page. And as you see, we have my folders as well as shared folders. So let's see, I'm gonna put HR, because I know I have some HR dashboards and reports here. So it shows me all the reports, dashboards, and data sets that I have with this keyword. And if I only want to see the workbooks, I can select the workbooks. So I'll go back. And I want to show you also the shared folders experience. So if I tap on shared folders, it shows me the folders at the bottom, and I can scroll them to the top. So you see this list of shared folders, and of course you can tap and open each one. So again, going back, let's search for a dashboard that I want to review with you today. So I'm going to open this one. So this workbook includes multiple canvases. I'm gonna go to one of the canvases that I like. And as you see, I'm in the stack layout version. So it's showing me all the visualizations in a stacked layout format. And let's say I want to change that to a workbook view, similar to how you see it on the desktop format. So I'll tap on that 3 dots and I change it to workbook layout. So if I flip my phone, see I have it as a workbook, exactly how you see it on the desktop. So for mobile users, maybe the stack layout would be better, but let's say if you're a tablet user, with the workbook view, you get the exact view as you get on the desktop. So going back to this one, and let's say I want to show one of these visualizations in a bigger format. So I'll double tap on it, and this is how I see the chart. I can tap on each of these scores and get more information. And you see some icons on the top right corner. So if I click on that eye icon, and just FYI, some visualizations may not have that. It depends on the data that you have. So it gives you more information. And also, as you see, there is another icon, which is a natural language generation icon. So if I tap on it, it shows me an analysis of the visualizations that I'm looking at. It doesn't go through each data point, but it shows me some of the trends and patterns that it can identify in the visualizations. So I'll go back, and you also see that play icon. So that's another great capability that we have within OAC, and that's the podcast. So I don't think you can hear that well. Let's see.
A-6 a.m. to 9 a.m. When taken together, the 5 time of days amount to a total value of 903, 180.6 on average.
So again, I'm going to pause it. But again, it shows you and it tells you the trends and patterns that you can see in the visualization. So we mentioned about the workbook view as well as the stack layout. Let's say if you want to change your default view to workbook. So I can go to my settings menu and I can change that through tapping on the open workbook preferences, and then I change it to workbook. So every time I open the workbook, it will show it in a workbook view, or I can switch back to the stack layout. And of course, I can log out of the app if needed by this icon. So again, thank you. I'm going to stop sharing. Hope you find it helpful. If you have any questions, if you would like to see more details around it, please let me know.
Thanks, Fari. Absolutely beautiful demo and mobile app. Again, download it, take a look, let us know what you think. And we're going to move on, see a bit of the art of the possible. We have an X-ray pneumonia virus data visualization with Pablo. Pablo, welcome. Thank you for joining us today from Argentina.
Hi, Alex. Thank you. Thank you for this invitation. I'm very happy to be here. I am solution engineer here in Argentina, and I want to show you today how to use our Oracle Analytics Cloud solution. As Benjamin says, Oracle Analytics Cloud is not only for data visualization, and you can combine this product with other cloud services to be disrupted, to be fast to provide solution to our customers. So for that, I can show you a little bit of demo. If I can share my screen now. As you can see, this pneumonia demo start with these services named data labeling. So in this first step, I used over 5,000 of images tagged in these services as normal. pneumonia virus and pneumonia bacteria. And when this task is finished, I move on to other services named AI Vision. So the fun part is those services work fine together. So these services named Vision can get that data labeling dataset to train a custom model to classify those images. And well, these services won't find with any API, but the fun part again is you can move now onto the Oracle Analytics Cloud, and you can invoke that model over new images. So you can see right now I am in the Oracle Analytics data flow capability. And in this flow, I invoke that model right over new images in the influence part. And well, the last part of this step is how I can show that results. So, and the answer is very, very easy. We can use the same analytics tool. So it is the final result of this demo, because now we are showing the result of this model. Sorry, it is the first one, and you can see you can see the result of the model, but you can show the images too. If I move onto the detail page, you can look for example, check for images. You can check other kind of results, and this project is very easy to do. I worked over two weeks to build this full MVP. We show this for the hospital Garham here in Argentina, and it solved a real challenge, or maybe you can think as an approach to solve that problem, because it can be a new tool to the doctors to improve their diagnostic presumptive, and we can help with that. We can help with improve that diagnostics and help their services for the patient. It's very fast, and it could be the new kind of tools they can use using our technology. Well, it is my demo. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you, Pablo. That was really interesting. It's great to see, different use cases that we can apply analytics to, and how it's really going to help us solve problems, help hospitals, etc., going down the road. So let's wrap up with a Fusion Analytics Warehouse demo with Jamie.
All right, and I believe I am sharing my screen here. And
Yes.
Can you confirm that you can see it and hear me?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so today we are going to step in the shoes of a CFO who wants to analyze their receivables. And the way we're going to do that is using Oracle Fusion ERP Analytics. And we're going to do that with customer payment risk prediction. And so with here, you could see a dashboard that we have within Oracle Fusion ERP Analytics. Across the top, you can see some KPIs that give us a glimpse into the state of our receivables aging. We can see that over 65% of the receivables are not being paid on time. So we should probably take some action on that to prioritize collection. So down below, you can see some aging by bucket, aging trend by bucket. We can see that there's over 61 days bucket is really, really high. And then in the analysis, excuse me, that is being hovered on right now, we can see that the system actually predicts an overdue amount prediction on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the riskiest decile. And so a high balance of $8 million is in that 10th decile. So that could put our future cash flows at risk. And so continuing there, maybe we want to look at our overdue amount risk by business unit. And so we can actually change the visualization type to a grid heat map and change the customer risk decile attribute to show the customer risk by business unit. We may then, once we see the results of that, I'll let the demo go. We might ask the business units with the highest decile to look into those amounts. Going over here, we can also see by aging bucket what is our highest risk of collection as well. As you can see, the net 30 days are the most risky. We can also look at the invoice details to drill into the invoices with the highest risk payment scores, risk scores. And then from there, we will navigate to the next canvas. And we can actually drill into our highest customers that have outstanding payments. And so we can drill into seeing, okay, well, over time, these receivables agings have been increasing for these customers. So maybe we should reduce those customers' credit limits and prioritize collections on them. Maybe we should put future orders from them on hold until they complete their payments for their last billings. Finally, at the bottom here, we could see comparison of the aging bucket trend before and after we exclude the top 3 at-risk customers for our analysis. And so once we exclude those customers, we can see that the aging of our receivables has gone from 24 million to 7 million. So us focusing on collecting from those customers, we can have more confidence in the state of our future cash flows. So that concludes my demo of that particular attribute of Fusion Analytics for ERP. However, a question that I always get on these webinars, or we always get on these webinars, is what is the difference between Oracle Fusion Analytics and the Oracle Analytics platform? I know we are right at time today, so I will linger on this slide here just for a little bit longer. But basically, in a nutshell, Oracle Fusion Analytics leverages the Oracle Analytics platform with an automated data pipeline from Oracle Cloud applications like Fusion ERP, HCM, and SCM and CX. We also have a lot of other benefits as well, like out-of-the-box KPIs and pre-built dashboards and roles coming from these Fusion applications. And you can also extend your analyses to other data sources. From there, I will just share a slide where you can learn more about Fusion Analytics. But after that, I will pass it back to Alex. Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie. I just launched a poll. Sorry, we are wrapping up here. But so I launched a poll if you could let us know how we're doing. And I think, let me see here. That is our last poll for today. If you're still with us, I think we answered most of the Q&As in the chat. I think we have one left. Why natural language generation is not being introduced in OAS 2023 release.
Yeah, that one I'm going to check maybe with Alan Lee, which is our PM, and get back to you. So I'm not sure who has the question. Let me see, Nishit. So if you can send me maybe an email, I will put my email directly in the chat. So hold on, here we go. Tac. Here. Okay, I put my email in the chat. If you have this question, I will connect you with Alan Lee. Here we go, and we can check that. And also, I think maybe Alex, you can put the link again about our new community website. We have a new community website where everyone can ask questions. So if you go in this community website, and I see we have still, I think, 89 people. So hold on, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen really quick because this community website is very important. I'm going to close that. And in fact, it's to answer also the question of a person, where can we access the slide PPT? So I'm going to answer that live. So you can connect to community.oracle.com/product/Oracle Analytics. And then on this specific community, you can go directly to event, Oracle Analytics event. And you will see, for example, this Oracle Analytics Cloud webinar. So you are going to go here. It's going to take 1 sec. And you can go here to past event. And usually you will be able to click to Oracle Analytics Live Webinar April. And when you click on this event, here we are going to post the link of the webinar, video, and the PDF. It's going to redirect you to a specific, I think, Oracle Tube website. You will have the video, you will have everything. I think you will need to be logged on to the website to see it. But again, this new community website, you have different things. One, you can go directly to the category here. You can click on Oracle Analytics Cloud and Server, and it's going to show you the forum where you can ask any type of question you want. You have the ID Lab, similar thing. If you want new features, you can go to the ID Lab and automatically it's going to show the latest IDs and you can vote for it. For example, review customer account or need to display view on tooltip instead of value. It's a good one. Boom, I can vote. More you have vote on the features, more you have chance that we are going to include it to the roadmap. Event, you can go and see all the next Oracle Analytics live webinar, but we have also a lot of tech talk series. We have a new analytic performance tuning webinar. I really encourage you to connect to that. I know that Oracle Analytics is usually fast, but if you want it even faster, you can follow this tuning session. We have more than that, so you can look at that. And finally, Hall of Fame, you can see our ACE people. Training, you can see all the training available, self-service, session, support, where to find support, our blog, and finally, analytic success. So I wanted to just show this new community website. You can use it right now. And again, we put, I think Alex put the link into the chat. So Alex, back to you.
I put it in the chat and we'll have Emily join us next month to do a walkthrough of it. But other than that, I think we're ready to wrap up unless anyone has anything else.
Yeah, I think we see 3 other questions. So maybe Jamie, you can answer the one from Kumar.
Yes, Kumar asked that they are on Fusion Cloud and if they need a separate license for OAC. So if you have Fusion applications, not Fusion Analytics, but Fusion applications, we recommend that you use Fusion Analytics and not OAC necessarily because you get the benefits of OAC with Fusion Analytics. So you would need a separate license for Fusion Analytics, and then with that you would get the benefits like I showed today with the out-of-the-box dashboards, KPIs, and roles coming from those applications, with also the added benefits of having the OAC platform. I hope that helps.
Perfect. And we have a last one that I'm going to answer. So it's one, I mean, it's 2 questions from Eric Olson. So Eric, yeah, this is correct. You might have some IDs posted in the ID Lab that are not answered yet. The reason is because we have close to 1,200 or more IDs currently in the ID Lab. We review them with a committee one by one. So it's taking time to review them, to analyze what you want, to see the feasibility and to see if we are going to integrate them in the roadmap. We have a monthly meeting with all the product managers to review this ID Lab request. So sometimes you can get an answer really, really quick on the website. Sometimes it can take 1-2 months to do it. So I noted your ID. We are going to review it. I will try to get someone to answer it this month. But again, it could take sometime a quarter before we do all the analysis and answer. So that it's the quick answer for that. So I think we are good to wrap up. So Alex, I'll let you wrap up now.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. We'll be back next month in May for another OA Live. So join us then. Find the event registration on the Cloud Customer Connect the Analytics event page, or look out on LinkedIn. We'll be posting it there as well. Thank you to the Oracle team, Jamie, Ben, Fari, Avanesh, Pablo, James. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We appreciate your time, and we'll see you next month.